Good morning. Happy Wednesday to everybody. How's your week going? And how is your summer going so far? Uh, let me get to the point. There's a particular comedy show that I'm going to talk about, which I think is overrated. Now, I'm not going to mention the name, okay, but I think you guys are going to figure out what I'm talking about. And the reason why I don't mention it, because there's a sliver of a possibility that I might try to get on this show for my 1 minute of fame. So just in case I decide to go on, I don't want them playing this video of me, and saying, hey, you were saying you would never come on the show and you were trashing it, and look who's coming on the show. So let's discuss it, okay? This particular show right now, it's the hottest thing for comedians right now. Every comic wants to get on this show. And usually like 75, 80 comics who sign up to go on stage, but only 6 or 7 comics are chosen. You get a 1 minute set, and then you get to get roasted. There's like a panel of comedians, and then they have a band, and even like the members of the band, they get to take jabs at you. And I know of comedians who have traveled across the country just to go to one of the tour dates so they can hope to get on show. And then comedians who had an open mic after they do this set, they won't even take the time to stick around and watch another comic set, but they'll stand around for 7 hours to elevate this panel of comedians and their ego. It's one big ego festival. It's one big popularity contest. And this is like the crux of the comedy world right now. And I was just so curious because I just found out about this show within the past 6 months to a year. So I went on the website and I looked it up. Not only do you have to sit around for 7 hours and hope to get picked, right? But you have to buy a ticket. And the tickets are about $56. And initially, that pissed the hell out of me. I thought it was exploitation of comedians. But then I started taking a look at my comedy journey. I've been doing stand-up comedy for 19 years now. And I took comedy classes 2 times at comedy clubs. I done bringer shows. I done what's called barking. Barking is when you're standing up on the street trying to sell tickets, hoping to get your 6 minute stage time. And you know what? In all these cases, the club actually makes even more money than $56. For example, comedy classes today are about $450, and they have no intentions of giving you, they have no intention of helping you, okay? They don't give a shit about you, and you have this graduation show. When you walk out of the graduation show, the bouncers don't even know you're performing. They look for your receipt. They think the managers don't give a shit about you. So when I compare this particular show where you got to pay $56 and you get your 1 minute of fame on national TV, and I compare it to the comedy clubs that take your money, chew you up, spit you out, and don't even pay you any money, and actually act pretty arrogant and rude to you, I'm starting to think this show is not so bad. Once again, I still think it's overrated. I don't think these folks are the funniest people in the world. They're just people who got a niche. They got in the club. They got into a particular position where they have power, and their egos are inflated. But like I said, if you compare it to what the comedy clubs are doing to comedians, it's not so. See, a lot of people don't know about that. If you're not a comedian, wow, you're the first comedian I met. They see comedians, they think they're funny, but they don't know what comedians go through to make it in comedy. I'm sure a lot of you know what actors and actresses go through. It's very, very similar, if not worse, for comedians. It's an unsupportive community. You got to be all about yourself. So, you know what? If I'm not going to go out of my way I'm not gonna get in a plane and fly there unless, I don't know, suddenly I run into $1 million, you know? But those are my thoughts about it. What are your thoughts about that? Do you think it's exploitation of comedians? Well, you would only know if you were a comedian. Maybe you're an artist. Maybe you're an actor. Maybe you're a musician. Maybe you have your thoughts. I don't know. Anyway, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what else to talk about. I'm trying to keep this podcast going, so that was just the topic of the morning. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.